high, but not as high as then. Nonetheless, an official at the Food and Agriculture Organization warned that if prices are sustained, it could become intolerable for low-income countries. And the International Energy Agency's chief economist has warned that oil prices, currently around $90 a barrel, are entering what he called a dangerous zone for the global economy.
In Australia, a task force has been set up to help the state of Queensland, which has been swamped by floods on an unprecedented scale. Authorities say the floodwaters have caused $5 billion worth of damage, with natural disasters declared across an area of 1 million square kilometres. The state Prime Minister, Anna Bligh, says huge challenges lay ahead.
We have a task to rebuild regional economies, to get the mining industry back and operational as quickly as we can, to support our farmers and primary producers to get back into production and get product to market as quickly as they can. And we have a massive task to rebuild regional communities and the infrastructure that supports them.
The World Bank has issued its first ever bonds denominated in the Chinese currency, the yuan. It hopes the issue, worth about $76 million, will entice growing numbers of investors holding Chinese cash. The bank issues billions of dollars worth of bonds every year. The BBC Beijing correspondent says the move is further evidence of China's growing importance in world financial markets. World News from the BBC. Freezing weather is causing major disruption across southern China. Snow and ice have forced about 60,000 people to evacuate their homes, some of which have collapsed. $200 million worth of costs. The first problem with growing snow is the icy conditions of that The communist rebel in the Philippines has been captured just a month before the communists are due to hold peace talks with the government. Sergio Alcantara was arrested in a village near the capital Manila after a tip-off. Police have demanded that he be released before the talks be taken away. And thousands of Filipinos have been killed and put to the list of communist insurgency. In Ivory Coast, there's no time left for the lifting of the blockade of the headquarters of the man internationally recognized as the winner of November's presidential election, Alassane Ouattara. Started to mutilate the former president of Lusaka is recently on the Lusaka Philippines hotel. John James reports from Abidjan.
Now is that some of that early steps of serious deal set aside, while Alassane Ouattara's government said mediation efforts have now run their course. West African regional body ECOWAS has sent 3 West African presidents to negotiate Mr. Gbagbo's departure. All they came away with was his apparent promise to lift the blockade around Alassane Ouattara's hotel and his acceptance of face-to-face talks with his rival without any preconditions.
A giant tuna has sold for a record $1,000 at auction in Japan. The fish was bought jointly by a Tokyo restaurant and a Chinese company running a chain of sushi bars in Hong Kong. The deputy and a continuing Japanese take
Also, the official minister of Vienna on recovering from the people of the Iran oil spill, and the Iraqi TV producer set up a to track down missing people.
The lady up there.
First,
please go.
7 months old, northern South Africa. Doctors were concerned about little treatment. She could survive, but she was left with no hands, no lips, no nose, and no eyelids. A British journalist called Bronwyn Jones moved to South Africa with her family. Read about her.
Get the parents on out, women.
Had a good look, 26 operations to help prepare her. She remained figured and still had disappeared. Bronwyn discovered that many Christians but she now wanted to do
she was still a little bit.
How did that comic have manifested itself? How showed you that she was still in this film?
In a way, her fingers and her toes, she was really toes when she played her music. And when we put it in the mind, when she was one of the elderly staff in Lusaka, and when we got to know her a bit better, there's nothing so hard.
Talk about doing something with company.
Save money because the medical dressings were so expensive and she was an abandoned child. And I wrote something for a South African newspaper which didn't achieve much at all. And then I approached the Times of London where I used to write, and they ended up carrying a full-page story with a picture. And that's really how the whole charity began and how doctors came forward to at least help rebuild her eyelids.
So suddenly, you find yourself responsible for a very badly damaged child, and it must have started to take up an enormous amount of your time.
It turned my life upside down, and it has ever since. But one thing I did do, I was very idealistic then, and I did set off to find her biological mother, because I thought all mums love their kids, which is not necessarily true. I was hoping to empower her to be a decent mother, and in the long term that didn't work, but we certainly tried our best.
How did it come to an end?
When Dora had most of her surgery, she had about 24 operations over the years. It came time for them to both of them to South Africa. And I thought that we could train her mother to be something like myself, or something useful to Dora. And it was clear that Philum didn't actually want to do the hard work that Dora involved. And so she went back to her boyfriend and no longer has any contact with Dora.
Could you understand that? Given the nature of Dora's disability, given the pressure that it puts on you, how somebody, even her biological mother, might say, this is just